So it's kind of a hit and miss. This is a very, very kind of upcoming area, and you'll sort of see a lot of the horse farms are going away and becoming more of this. So this is it right here, all of this. This lower section as we pull in, this is the wine production facility currently. It's not the most attractive, but I think what's great is you'll see from here out, it's awesome. And take a look at this. You don't get the sense of it until you pull up here. And as you look at that. The key for us right now is, what's fortunate is down below, is the wine facility is fully functional. So making wine down below has no drawbacks whatsoever. It's once we make it and it hits barrel, that's a little bit of an issue right now. And I have a conversation, I have a backup plan, so we have a warehouse. We can store barrels off-site.
There's no doubt that wine is a part of our culture. It's not about having a name on a bottle. No, it's about being a part of something that for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years, people have been making and enjoying wine. The venture into the wine industry, it has evolved into more than I ever imagined that it would. You know, now we're going down this path, and we want to do the best we possibly can.
It's that moment of the year where a lot of things are happening very quick. Weather's changing every day. All the crews in the winery are working hard. So you have this white flesh and clear juice. Basically, the inside is gonna create the volume, your liquid, and the skin is where the character of the wine is located. So what we call terroir is the similarities, what this site brings to the vines, and the difference we're bringing are man-made by bringing different clones. Syrah, Malbec, Cabernet Franc, they're all very different varietals with different expressions. And so when we bring them into the winery, we have a winemaking adapted to each section so we can show those differences and those similarities. It's not like we're buying juice, putting in a bottle, a little bit of marketing and selling it to you. It's worth thinking, 3 years ahead. That's the cycle of red wine. And then if you develop an estate, you're starting 4 or 5 years before getting your first crop.
I remember when I came in, these vineyards were so young and thinking I knew what I was looking for, but I really didn't know what I was doing. And in the end, what I found over the years is I think it's just trial and error. Everything in the very beginning, I kind of had to do it myself because I couldn't afford to hire anybody else. I'm very, very blessed now to have other guys that I work with. Guys like Arturo that have come on board over the last 4 or 5 years that have had experience with other winemakers. They brought something to the pie. And I think with age and time and vintages under your belt and a lot of mistakes along the way, you start to figure that out, that there's no right or wrong.
You walk around everywhere and you look at the beauty of the place. I think there is always a link between what you see and how the wine should taste. When I came here in the US, which was a perfect timing, I think, for me in the early 90s, most of the wines were sold under a cépage label or a varietal labels. People were buying Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay, still now. But I think what happened in this valley is a lot of people starting to invest in small estate and wanted to make the best of this estate. And that's kind of fit me so well because that's what exactly I wanted to show, the diversity in the valley. And the elevation create all kind of different exposure also. So only purely on exposure we are going to have different wines. Now, if you add to the exposure the different salt type, it's even more complexity of difference and diversity of wines. That's a great fun part of here.
There's very few properties left in Napa Valley that are winery permittable. Already right now, if you were to buy a piece of property and try to get it through permitting with planting grapes, getting a winery permit, and get your first label out onto a shelf, it's at least, I would guess, about a 7 to 8 year process. So buying an existing winery does help to speed that process up. About 2 years ago, a gentleman from Texas named Mike Martin contacted me, and he wanted to get in the wine business. I literally almost tried to talk him out of it, and I sent him, I think, a 20 or 40 question questionnaire when he was serious about it. You know, what are your intentions? What do you want to do? Because it's such a tough business.
Yeah. See, the last group of names are invented names. These are names that are empty vessels that you give meaning to.
My whole professional career, I brought passion to whatever it is that I was doing, and for most of that, that's been produce business. We grew our own crops, did our own sorting and packing, and our own sales and marketing, and it's amazing how similar it is, even though, again, it's different, but it's amazing how similar it is.
Another typography word like ligature. Italics is what you use when you want to emphasize or call attention to something.
So this is the infrared. This is what the scan shows us. So this is the naked scan, and then this is a filter that a winemaker came up with. That this is the wine grape spectrum. So this was last year. This is 2014. This is the stress that was on the vineyard. And then we go to 2015 in Arturo's farming.
What's crazy is to see how much better the vineyard is this year. With a few tweaks and changes in actually doing our own farming has made all the difference in the world. You just can't hand it off to somebody that's running around to 20 different vineyards when you got guys here, boots on the ground every day. So we've decided, you know, we're going to pretty much redesign the grid, and we're going to rename the blocks how we pick according to what we've been able to follow for a couple years, and not, okay, let's start with a pie shape and only pick the first 3 rows and come down 10. And I mean, it's a communication nightmare.
I think that kind of characterizes the wines we've made this year. They just have just terrific structure and beautiful fruit to them.
Fruit looks so good this year.
Over the years, I've had a number of friends that say, well, what's your favorite wine? I want to get you a bottle. I say, I don't have a favorite wine. I enjoy trying different wines. It's how we learn different tastes and different styles. We talk about the style of the winemaker, different grapes, different growing regions. I'm really partial to Napa. Maybe it fits my tastes, but even from one vintage to the next, the same wine with the same winemaker will still be different. It didn't matter how good or how bad this year might have been, next year's going to be different.
It's very satisfying to create something that people enjoy. People ask me what makes me tick. I always say, I'm just trying to live up to my potential. You know, we all have much bigger potential than most of us take advantage of. And you don't want to waste that. You know, you only have one shot. While we're alive, do it. It's important to just grab it while you can.
We live in a society moving super fast, and everything is crazy, and everything is focusing about some maybe not the best value of life. I feel like personally this industry, that's what I love about it. It's about balance. It's about, you know, durability. It's about, you know, having good integrity. It's about telling the truth of the site. It's good notions that I feel like in the world is missing a little bit sometimes.
I mean, I want people to see, first of all, to see the work that we put into the wines. It's an incredible amount of detailed work. I want people to experience the complexity of the wines. I want people to experience the breadth of that complexity, the elegance. I mean, we're focusing on all aspects of flavor and aroma to try to make something that is orgasmic. So that's what I want.
My wife and my kids inspire me to do better, to be better, and knowing that I need and want to hand this legacy off to them. You know, this completes me. It fills me. I love everything about this. So I feel like I was meant to do this job.
Here. You find it?
I think you look at the quality of life and bringing also something a little bit different and unique that you will leave behind you for the next ones to pick up. And that's what we have here. In my job as a winemaker is to be able to leave an understanding of vineyards and winemaking that no one else has done before and give it to the next one to run with it.
Each of our generations have a different, I think, approach to winemaking. And I think we've all kind of raised the bar as each decade has gone by. We've found better ways to make greater wines. And when you look at the wines being made in Napa and you walk around Premier in Napa or the Napa Valley Wine Auction or just through a store and taste wines, the level of the wines that we have are world class.
Well, here's to success.